What up, YouTube? This is Steven, and for this particular video, I have a quote that I would like to share with you guys. And I found the quote while browsing around on the internet, and the quote is from Jolin Tsai, and it was from an interview that she did around back in around maybe 2011, I believe, with a Spanish language newspaper called El País that's based in Spain. So the quote that I want to share with you is the following. And I want to speak about the quote afterwards as well, because for me, the quote is really interesting and even profound. All right, here it goes. Despite her knowledge of English, Jolin does not intend to broaden her horizons. Quote unquote, I have no interest in the West. I am Chinese and I want to succeed in my own market. With it, I have more than enough because it's huge. Quote unquote. And that's just part of it, but I just want to just say right quick, that is Jolin Tsai speaking. She is saying, like, I have no interest in the West. I am Chinese and I want to succeed in my own market. With it, I have more than enough because it's huge. I'm like, okay, all right. So let me speak on that right quick. It's a bit, it's like, whoa, usually, I guess people assume that Asian artists do want to break into the international music market. But for here, I think Jolin Tsai is probably being a bit more realistic about things. Because usually, oftentimes, like, people in the West usually don't have intentions of breaking into the international music market, but it just happens because the West, particularly the United States, is so popular with promoting their media to different countries and like sending and promoting their media in different countries. So it kind of just happens. Let's read the next quote. The internet seems to give her reason. A search for Jolin Tsai on Google returns a little bit more than 2 million results, while her name in Chinese signs provides 26 million results. And these are like Google search results. On the ultimate search engine for the Asian giant, I'm guessing that is China, Baidu, that's the search engine name, those figures get multiplied by 2. So Jolin Tsai is most popular amongst a Chinese audience versus an international audience. So they're saying like it kind of would make sense for Jolin to concentrate on the Chinese audience that she has because they're the ones that are really checking for her at the end of the day. And that is true. Let's see. Next, quote unquote, I do not intend to launch a studio album entirely in English because my audience will not understand it. So yeah, that is true. But Jolin Tsai has released a studio album in English of cover songs called Love Exercise. But I guess she would consider that more of like, teaching material since it was a part of like some teaching book and program that she kind of put together. But she has done it before, at least. But yeah, she sung cover songs of popular English language songs, which to me, I don't think she should have done. I think she should have just tried to redo some of her popular songs in English instead. Because really it just came off as like kind of like more like English covers of popular Western songs. Yeah, unfortunately, But hey, at least she went for it. Let's see. Next, quote unquote, I don't have the ambition to go to the United States. It makes me sad to see other artists who really want it. and see themselves forced to adapt their music and stop being themselves. So Jolin Tsai doesn't want to come to the United States, but she has been to the United States before. She has brought her tours to the United States a couple of times. But maybe as far as like trying to come here to pursue a career, perhaps not, you know. And I think, again, Jolin Tsai is probably being realistic and smart. Asian Americans have a tough time in the entertainment industry in the United States who do have the linguistic abilities, who do, know American culture, who have been here for a long time, who, it's tough. It is tough for Asian artists to break through. And for Jolene, it makes her sad to see other artists who really want it and see themselves forced to adapt their music and stop being themselves. So it's for Jolene, it kind of makes her sad to see other people just going, just trying to change things about themselves and their style just to get like Western approval, just to break into the Western music market, And I can understand because for me, for many of the artists that I follow and like, I do want them to kind of try to break into the music market, at least some of them, not all of them, but a couple of them, Me personally, I'm more into Japanese pop music than Mando pop music / C-pop music. But nevertheless, when I see some Asian music artists try to break in and fail, I'm like, well, why did they fail? I'm looking at their situation, like, why did they fail? Why didn't it happen? Because a lot of musical artists have tried to break into the international music scene of the United States, and it hasn't happened for them, unfortunately. I know, like, the artist, the J-pop artist, Seiko Matsuda, I think her name is. She tried to break into the United States music market. And she had a lot of things going for her, at least in Japan. She was really popular. She's considered like, the forever idol or the eternal idol of Japan. She had like a long string of number one hits. She no longer has the record. It's held by Ayumi now. But before then, she did have the longest record of number one hits. Again, extremely popular. But that popularity did not transfer from Japan to the United States. She came here. She did a duet with one of the new kids on the block people, I think Donnie. And I think that was probably the most successful song she had. It didn't really do that well. It probably went to like number 98 or 78 or something like that. It wasn't really popular. And she also had English language lessons too. But it just didn't work. Boa tried. It didn't work for her. Crystal K has tried. It didn't work for her. Utada has tried. Utada. Come on now, Utada Hikaru. Like, Utada Hikaru had everything going for her, and it didn't work. Utada was born and raised in the United States. She knows American culture. She knows English as a first language, so she wouldn't have like an accent or anything. She had a huge career in Japan prior to this, so she kind of had like a fan base of not only Japanese people, but also international fans too, who don't speak Japanese, but who do like Utada. But it didn't work for her. So it's like, is it even possible for Asian artists to break into the United States music market / international music market? It's possible. I do believe that, but it's going to take a lot of marketing, like strong marketing. Strong, aggressive marketing to make that happen, because you're going to have to go against not only just, not xenophobia, but just being foreign is a strike against you, but also you would have to deal with like the Asian bias / exclusion that the United States often does in regards to Asian people, of course. And that, to me, would be the tougher thing to deal with. Because really, you don't really see a lot of Asian entertainers in the United States, You got a couple, you got some, but it's not a big selection to choose from, to be honest. I can't really name many Asian singers who came up in the United States. Of course, you have singers from like Japan and Korea or South Korea and China, etc., but not like they were born and raised in the United States and they pursued a career in the United States music market and have become successful. I don't really see that. So to get back to Jolin's quote, for me personally, I just think Jolin Tsai is being realistic to herself. She's not going to lie to herself and think that, oh, I'm like super popular in, China and Taiwan and, in Asia. So, I'm going to be like super popular in the United States in the Western market. She knows, like, her and her people, they probably know what's up. And as well, I guess for Jolin, she might just not be interested in the Western music market because it's just like, what does the Western music market have that the Asian music market, or at least the Chinese music market, doesn't have? Really, she would just be setting herself up for a tough time. But for me, I guess for Jolin, it would probably be record sales that would be the draw, and also more of a concert, like a bigger concert audience. Um, but at the end of the day, when everything is said and done, in comparison with the Western music market versus the Asian music market, what does the Western music market have to offer an Asian musical artist? That's the question that Asian musical artists who want to break into the music market, the Western music market, need to ask themselves. Not, okay, what I have to offer for them, but what do they have to offer for you? Because in reality, like the Western music market, like there's just so much competition within the market that they're probably not interested in dealing with people outside of the market and bringing them into the market, when it's just like we have so much to choose from inside. We're, how many people who are born and raised in like the United States who are trying to break into the music market here, and they're having a tough time. They speak English fluently. They know cultural things, like and I apologize for this video being it's not the most organized video, because this is sort of like me going off the cuff, so to speak, me just speaking, off the top of my head and from the heart. So it probably isn't the most cohesive video, but hey, continue watching it. I think you'll enjoy it. And as you guys know, Jolin Tsai does have a degree, a bachelor's degree in English language and literature from Fujian Catholic University. And I wonder, what did she, when she was pursuing that degree, what did she have in mind to do with it? Because I think she was kind of like in the industry by the time she finished. She graduated in 2003. So I wonder what, when she was learning English, and studying English language and literature and cultural things regarding the English language, what did she have in mind with it, to do with it? It may have just been kind of like, Jolin wanting just to pursue an interest, and I can relate. One of the fields I specialized in or majored in was Spanish language and literature. So I can understand Jolin Tsai's love of language, definitely. But again, in regards to her quote, for me, I just think that the quote is really profound. It really, made me think about things, But for me personally, I would like to see at least one or a couple Asian musical artists come and become successful here. But I'm not sure if that's going to happen in the, anytime soon. I think there's rumors swirling around right now Well, from a while back, actually, probably like back in 2014 or 2015, I think, probably 2015. But yeah, rumors swirling around that Namie Amuro was going to um, pursue a career in the United States music market, but I don't think that has happened yet. But Namie has been singing more in English, definitely. Um, and some people are thinking, oh, okay, is she trying to break into the international music market? But then Namie was like, no, I'm just singing in English because the songs sound better in English than in Japanese, which is like, I don't know. So it's some rumors, you know. But as far as Jolin Tsai is concerned, I think she should kind of like sing a couple of songs here and there in English. Um, I don't think she should go all out, and like just stop doing things in Mandarin Chinese, because I think that would alienate her fan base, who are majority Chinese speaking. um, but I do sort of agree with her, and it seems like Jolin Tsai is just being realistic and has her head on straight. And I don't think she's trying to like throw shade at the Western music market or anything like that. It's just like Jolin Tsai, I'm sure, has seen people try to break in to the market and fail. It's just like, for Jolin, she probably just like, why are y'all doing this to yourselves? Why is the Western market a goal for Asian musical artists? And I guess it's a goal because it's international. It's considered international, and Asian people are international. All people are international. So why not have Asian people in the international music scene, supposedly? And because there's a lot of money to be had. Let's keep it real, too. There's a lot of money to get. But it's like, when these things happen and artists are not successful, how much money is wasted? How much money was spent in order to attempt to do this? I don't. I'm not even sure if I don't. I'm not sure if Rain tried to break into the market or not. I'm not sure. That Korean musical artist Rain. I'm not sure. And also, do you see Western musical artists saying, "Oh, I want to break into the Japanese music market. Oh, I want to break into the Chinese music market. Oh, I want to break into the South Korean music market. Oh, I want to break into the Asian music market." Like, do you hear Western artists? Do you see them going through the links to do that? Do you see them learning the language? Do you see them living in another culture? Do you see them really doing that? You know? No. Not by and large, no. You know. So why are Asian musical artists doing this? You know. But yeah, actually, again, I think that Jolin Tsai really struck on something important and really profound there that I really didn't think about, because for me, it just seemed like it was just so like it was a given that all Asian musical artists wanted to break into the West, or at least would be interested in the opportunity, you know. But thinking about it, when you're really thinking about it, it's like it kind of almost kind of plays into sort of like kind of like seeking Western approval. And it's like a cultural thing and even a racial thing when it's playing into like seeking like racial approval, seeking some type of approval and recognition. But who are these people to recognize you, though? You know, I mean, it's good to have the access to that market in regards to money, but who are these people to really recognize you, though? I guess because it's considered international, maybe. But again, it's just a lot to think about. Because really, I didn't really think about it that way. You know, I didn't really go into depth about that. But I guess maybe I might be suffering from like, oh, like the West is so great, so why not come to the West? But do people suffer from, oh, the East is so great, why not come to the East? You don't really hear that as much. But I think I've gone on for long enough, you guys. So thanks a lot for watching. You know, thanks a lot for, um, you know, continuing to watch this video. If you made it to the end, again, it's not the most cohesive video. I'm just speaking off the top of my head and from the heart. So thanks a lot for listening. Feel free to comment. Feel free to subscribe. Feel free to give me a thumbs up. Your feedback and support are extremely appreciated and extremely valued. Until the next video, adios and goodbye for now.